So the pudendal nerve can get entrapped in this greater sciatic notch here in the bottom, typically where the piriformis is, right? And then the sacrospinous ligament. It's most commonly squeezed between the sacrospinous ligament and the sacrotuberous ligament here at the ischial spine. It also can get caught up in that Alcock's canal here, or the terminal branches themselves can be squished. So I wanted to add this in about the sacrotuberous ligament so that we're thinking, because it's easy to think, oh, pudendal nerve is in the pelvis. My problem is exclusively in the pelvis. But I want to show you, so right here, this is a sacrotuberous ligament. But can you see how it's connected to the whole body? And so it's contiguous and continuous with this lumbar aponeurosis here. And then it also is continuous with the biceps femoris of the hamstring. And so it's a part of this whole kinematic chain. And so it's not fair to just think of the pelvis as a standalone because it's not. This is a French study of 100 pudendal neuralgia patients getting a gluteal flap surgery. And that is to try to take the pressure off of the nerve. So for them, they found that 95% of all the entrapment was there at the bottom of the greater sciatic foramina, and where the piriformis is, right by the sacrotuberous ligament, or between, they call it interligamentous claw. That's kind of cute, but we would say it's between the sacrospinous ligament and the sacrotuberous ligament, or in Alcock's canal. So those are the three places that almost everything in their study was trapped. The most common was being trapped between that ischial spine, at the ischial spine, between the sacrospinous and the sacrotuberous ligament, 74%. 40% were entrapped there at the bottom of Alcock's canal, where the sacrotuberous ligament has a little hook called the falciform process. And so in this study, they didn't tell us, what a success was. Like, they didn't give us they didn't operationalize their outcome measure. So who knows? But they said 70% had a significant reduction in pain. And that means that 30% had pain that persisted. So this is a picture of a cadaver. So right here, this is the sacrotuberous ligament that has been cut right here. They cut it off. So we can see behind it, right here, is the sacrospinous ligament. And on top of it is the pudendal nerve. And so this kind of is a good way of thinking about, how the pudendal nerve has to kind of go between the sacrotuberous ligament and the sacrospinous ligament, and how it makes sense that can be kind of like a narrow area. So 74% entrapment at the ischial spine in that French study. So that would be right here, where here's the sacrospinous ligament. The pudendal nerve goes out of the pelvis behind the sacrospinous ligament, comes back into the pelvis below the sacrospinous ligament, and that's the area where you have 74% of the entrapment in their study. This is transection of the body through the coronal plane, so sine you front to back. And so this is the rectum, the anus, this is your bottom, and this is your sits bone. And so right here is Alcock's canal. And so this right here is that little hook, that falciform process of the sacrotuberous ligament. And so this lower, very outside area was also one of the more common places, 40%, where the pudendal nerve was entrapped.